Hello and welcome, 13th of March. It's about midday, sunny outside but very windy. It's not breezy in here though, in my shed slash greenhouse. As we've spending the past few weeks plugging those little gaps, making sure it's as draft free as possible. All nice and cosy, ready to sow some seeds and transfer some seedlings too. What we got this week? Dead dahlias, seed sowing, grow lights, let's get on with it. So I have sown some seeds already. I've got a propagator at home, and if you watched last week's video, I've for some reason spent £20 on a light bulb. It's like a grow light, fits into your ceiling socket. So what have I planted? I planted some dahlias. They all died. As soon as they came up, they kept getting eaten by something. I'm not sure what. I did mark out the little graves of where each one had died, but the death toll was too much, so I gave up on that. I've saved my own pepper seeds from a shop bought pepper. Just saved them, dried them out for a couple of months. Same with some chilies, except they were the chilies I grew last year. Kept the seeds from those, all dried out, nice, planted those, and I planted some sweet pepper, some citrina from a packet, and I've also planted some aubergines in a propagator. Humid, nice and moist, heat, and they've germinated okay. But then my grow light, £20 on a light bulb. Now they've got let's check my notes, something like a 25,000 hour lifespan. So I reckon if I have that on 12 hours a day for 3 months, that light bulb should last me 22 years. If you keep it on 24 hours a day, it should last 3 years. Although we all know about light bulbs, they never quite last as long as possible. So that light bulb, I'll probably keep it in there as a grow light for the dark winter months. Take it out, put my old light bulb back in, and then use it again next year. So £20, if it lasts a few years, it may be not so bad. Anyway, so how do I know that grow light's worked? Well, the peppers, my own pepper seeds that I saved, I had loads. So I did three lots of those. I planted some that had just sunlight. I planted some of those that just had grow light, and some of those that had natural light and the grow light. I'll show you my setup. A lot of cardboard there to block the lights and stuff, but so there's three test things as to whether my grow light's working. So we'll come on to the results of what's happened right now. So here we are under the grow light on the table. Right, so what do we have in front of us? We have the 3 lots of peppers that were just grown from a pepper I bought from the shop and saved the seeds. These ones had no sun and just the grow light. These ones had just the sun and no grow light. And these ones here had both. I don't know if you can see. For a start, I planted 8 in each of these. The ones with no sun, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just, but the 3 of them haven't developed proper leaves. I've got 3 proper ones that have come up there with no sun. The ones with no grow light, I've got 7 in total come up, but only 4 are any good. The rest, the leaves just aren't developed enough. And the ones that had both elements of light, the grow light and the sunlight. They're slightly taller, and all 8 of those, maybe that one hasn't, but much more of them developed into proper big healthy plants. So I would say that grow light works. So that is one evidence of how the grow light worked. I've got some more evidence. If you look at, there's a bit of time lapse here where I filmed how the plants reacted to the sunlight, and when the sun is out, yeah, all right, it was a sunny day, the sun was more powerful and they leant towards the sun, and when it was dark they came back and leant towards the grow light up above. So it must be doing something. There's some science behind it. Let's go back to me for some science.
The science bit.
Now I had that grow light in the ceiling, and when I read the sort of instructions, you're supposed to keep your plants 20 inches below it. My idea was, my notion, have a light bulb and you could have like a normal room and just grow the plants on a table. But I wanted to test it properly as per the manufacturer's recommendations. So I ended up with a big cardboard box on my table so that the seedlings were higher up and nearer the light, which kind of defeated the object. So science bit, I'm going to refer to my notes now. Now there's something called the inverse square law with things like light and radiation, sound and magnetism, for example. The further you get away from the light, the less power it has. So I'm going to, just one second. The quantity of the light is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. I'll read that one more time. The quantity of light is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. What's that mean? It means if you double the distance away from the light, you get a quarter of the energy. So double the distance away from the light and you get a quarter of the effective light on that seedling. Right, so where were we? So we got good germination and growth rate of the peppers that had 2 elements of light, the sunlight and the grow light, and they're the ones that I just grew from a shop. These ones, pepper citrina, so they're probably no better than the shop bought ones. Alright, this is only 3 weeks and we'll see what happens in them in the future. I planted 8 there, 7 come up, all 7 that have come up are good. What else we got? Aubergine, Viserba 3. They look a slightly leggy, to be honest, but I've never grown aubergines before, so I don't know, but you know, they're alright. And then we've got Chilli. There's its mum. All those chilies came from there. I did have a sister, but the sister's gone. Right, so these are the chilies that I took the seeds out of and grew them. Again, I've sowed 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of those have come up, so that's alright, So there are your results, What we planted next, we've got tomatoes now. The trouble is, I've used all my green propagation trays apart from one. So I've planted the tomatoes, some lucky ones get a proper propagator, the rest are in toilet rolls with the propagator lids on. Right, so let's just quick summary what we got. We got Black Russian, Craigella, Orange Queen and Tigerella. So I've just sown them today, so we'll see what happens to them in a couple of weeks, but they will be at a much lower distance to the light than these ones, which were somewhere up here. So what's the rest of my seed plans? I don't want to plant anything too early this year. Like I said, another month or so till the last frost date. Last year I planted my squash, pumpkins and courgettes a bit early. I can plant my leeks shortly. I've still got some in the ground but from last year, but I can plant them shortly. And I can sow some onions. Check out my new potting bench. A couple of old cabinets from home. We've had them 25 years. They've served the time at home. Now, pride of place in my shed slash greenhouse. Lovely potting area there. I've always wanted one of those. So what have we got? We've got some red Baron onions and some spring onions. Ideal for containers. So they're going to go in there and they're going to stay in there. These onions I'm going to put in these seed trays. Pop the seeds in, cover them with some light layer of compost, and then move them on later when they're a bit bigger. And this is my compost that I got from my dad. Much finer than the stuff I've got, so I'm just going to cover them with that. Soil's already moist because I've had it outside. So that should be alright till the next time I'm down here. There we go. There we go. Hopefully, in a week or two, we should see stuff coming up there. Right, so what's next? Maybe get some shelves up in here, a bit more surface area, ready to accommodate some more seedlings. But that's it for this week. Still very windy out there, but we're alright in here. Right, thank you for watching. Click subscribe, send me a comment, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.